Hello viewers, and thank you for joining me to this exciting political edition of Talking Politics. John Mungwari is my name and politics is my game. But today I want to answer one of the most critical questions in the international community that will be bestowed upon Zimbabwe. The question is, does Zimbabwe need a new constitution before 2018 elections are held? The answer to me is yes. And I'm going to use primary evidence from the constitution of Zimbabwe, which will show that definitely this country is in need for a new constitution before 2018 elections are held. I'll start with chapter 7 of the current constitution. Zimbabwe is characterized by a constitution which gives the president of Zimbabwe power to appoint the chairman of ZEC. ZEC simply means for Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. But my problem with such a power being given to the president is, do you think that the elections will be free and fair, whereby the chairman of the election board is appointed by the president? To me, the answer is no. That chapter is only chapter 7, it should be neutralized. For one to be the chairman of ZEC, it should not be an appointee of the president, but rather someone should be appointed, someone should qualify for that position due to quality and length of service. So, basing on that service, so that Zimbabwe will lead the new constitution before 2018 elections are held. Besides that, the language in the constitution of Zimbabwe, amendment number 18, is highly technical. To explain or to give more light on such a point is, if you read chapter 8 of the constitution, they say election results must be announced as soon as possible. But that doesn't make any sense at all, as soon as possible. What the problem that is likely to be encountered by a constitution which says as soon as possible is the problem that we had in 2008, where you went for a month without knowing the presidential elections. But we cannot blame the president, we cannot blame the government, but we can blame the constitution, because there's no specific time whereby the election is supposed to be announced, but they simply as soon as possible. So what I'm suggesting, that figure should be corrected in the constitution of Zimbabwe. We want a constitution that will give task to ZEC. Elections in Zimbabwe should be announced after 3 or 5 days. Then if that doesn't happen after 3 or 5 days, then know that it's not the problem of the government, it's the problem of ZEC. And ZEC should be in charge even when to the court. And then besides that, if we open chapter 8 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, the president of Zimbabwe has the power to appoint the judiciary. He's got the power to appoint the judges. But basing on such a standpoint, we're saying the Constitution in chapter 7 says, if the opposition leaders are not convinced by the election result, they should file a letter to the court within 7 days. But now look at the situation in Zimbabwe. For the situation whereby the judge is actually being appointed by the president. So do you think that their judgment will be fair, whereby they are being appointed by the president? Would they say to the president, no, you rig the election and there must be a rerun of the election, whereby they are being appointed by the president? To me, it doesn't make any sense at all. Then one critical issue to me, we do believe that under normal democracy, the armed forces are not part of the government, but the armed forces are part of the state. Meaning to say, the armed forces are not part of the ruling party, the armed forces are not part of the opposition party, as well as the police, but these people are neutral and they are part of the state. But if you look at the constitution of Zimbabwe now, chapter number 5, the powers of the president. The president has got the power to appoint the army generals. But my problem is, if there is a political crisis in the nation, if the government or the president loses elections and everyone knows that the president has lost the election, do you think that the judges are going to stand firm and tell the president to respect the constitution, whereby the armed forces themselves are appointed by the president? So me, it doesn't make any sense. So my name is John Mungwari, remember, and I firmly believe that this nation is in crisis for a new constitution before 2018 elections are held. Because I have highlighted to you 4 problems with the Constitution of Zimbabwe. 1, there's the problem of technicality of the language in the Constitution. 2, there's the problem of the ZEC members that are being appointed by the president. 3, there's the problem of the president appointing the armed forces. And last but not least, there's the president again appointing the members of the Senate. So I believe you've been helped by my presentation, and I believe you have joined my school of thought that this nation is indeed desperate for a new constitution before 2018 elections are held. For more information, keep on downloading my videos, say John Mungwari, and I promise you will be helped. Thank you very much for joining me. God bless you.